Hello and welcome here in the men's 68kg category. I hope you're enjoying this wherever you are in the world watching this. We're at the first European Games, the inaugural European Games here in Baku, Azerbaijan. And this is the final men's quarterfinal of this minus 68kg category. And the man who beat Jode Ahab of Belgium, who was strong favourite to do well here, it's Claudio Treviso of Italy. And up against him, Vladislav Arventii, which is going to be an interesting bout. Again, the two non-seeded players. So these are, you know, the two athletes who weren't fancied at all to get through their first round. They, you know, these are the ones who beat Arventii beat Barclay of France, and Ahab of Belgium was defeated by Treviso.
Yep, and the Moldovan coach was almost defeated there by the gum guard box, but gets the mouthpiece ready to go. And of course, Arventii, part of Team Moldova. I think there's another athlete or two from the Moldovan team to go later in the week, but we shall see them. But Treviso.
Yes, Arventii won by 8 points to 4 over Barclay, and Treviso beat Ahab by 13 points to 10. So,
and it was a good match with Barclay. It was a great. Barclay actually saw him throw 4 punches consecutively in one combination, and he got 1 point for it. But Treviso is a very aggressive style of fighter. Good hook and kick attempt there from Arventii to the body. Good back leg turning kick from the Moldovan.
Treviso, the Italian. No major events to his name except for a silver medal at the Mediterranean Games. Not one of the top-ranked events on the tour, of course.
Sounds nice, though, I have to say.
Oh, yeah, I bet he got a good tan as well.
Pleasant setting, but it's that wonderful turning kick from Treviso, just a straight shot. Again, from Arventii, he's up for this one. I like his style.
Yeah. He won a bronze here last year at the Europeans. So he's obviously, he likes it in Baku.
It's a good back kick, well blocked there from Treviso. Well, we saw Edina Kocic using her hands really well. The Italians doing the same here.
Yes, both athletes got energy to burn here, haven't they? They are well up for this bout, and I think both of them sense that there's a real opportunity. You know, normally when you get to a major international quarterfinal, you know, you're fighting somebody like Tazagal or, you know, Benetta, you know, just some of these amazing athletes. Here they are, they're fighting somebody who's actually similarly ranked to them, and both of them are going into this going, you know what, this one's for me.
Absolutely right, Adrian. That's what sometimes the draw opens up for you. But opening up there on the inside, Moldovan Arventii tried with a hook kick to the body. Back kick from Treviso. Takes it right in the thigh there. That's the sort of ones that you feel later on in the day. The adrenaline will keep them going. Yeah, a dead leg. It's no fun for anyone as they shift into the open stance.
Treviso of Italy coming in again, scoring another point with the punch. Not too often you see punches score, but we, you know, I think, John, it's fair to say, you know, we've seen Taekwondo for quite a few years. You a lot more than me, of course. The punch didn't really used to ever score much, and it has definitely become a score. You know, we saw, you know, we've seen people score 3-4 points with punches.
Sure.
Charlie Maddock yesterday, she scored 4 points and won with a punch in one match. And, you know, I think it's the fact that the officials around the edge, you know, they literally don't have so much to do now.
Yep.
In the past, they used to have to score on all the kicks.
Yep, and
now,
that was the punch that did score there, and it is, you're absolutely right, it's giving the judges something to do, and also with the size differentials, I know I go on about open stance and closed stance. In an open stance, your chest is open, so when you step through with the back leg, you leave your chest square on. That's where the counter punches are coming from, especially when you're taller. Your legs are longer than your arms, so it's safer. So you can drop that punch in there, and that's what happened with Treviso.
Yeah, well, it's certainly interesting. These officials around the edge, they're not as important. They're nowhere near as close as they used to be. Look, he's virtually in the crowd at the back there.
I think he's texting someone there, I'm sure.
But they have this little electronic pad, and they're there to look for face hits, to things like when the software to measure the spin kicks, press a button for a spin, and then the punch.
Yep, wonderful triple there from Arventii. And a nice little single shot as well. Pulls himself back into this one.
Yeah, Arventii's right back into this with those 2 points.
Now this is the open stance that I was talking about.
Yeah.
When you go with that back leg, you've got a chance. The right technique there from Treviso. Didn't get the back kick.
And there's definitely a fair bit of posing here. This Moldovan athlete looks like a real good athlete. He's got all the moves. He's fast. You know, he's like a little bundle of energy. And as soon as there's a move from the Italian, he's reacts so quickly. This is a fascinating encounter. He wants the Italian to make the move so that he can counter-attack. The Italian says, no, I'm not having any of that.
It's true. It's a tale of two body types. There's the long morphology. They talk about the length, the ectomorph style, the long legs of the Italian to try and push. But the explosive power on the inside is certainly that of the Moldovan Arventii. And
yeah,
to have those physical quote-unquote disadvantages of being smaller, if you can get inside and work, then you'll bet yourself a real good chance here. Good back kick as well.
Beautiful spinning back kick from Arventii. He really is taking it to his opponent here. Treviso, who put, of course, Akab out, as I said. The world #1 at 63 kilo level. Gold medalist at the World Championships. So the Italian has had an amazing victory to get here. But he's not getting his own way, and he's fighting a very different fighter here, isn't he?
A good spin. Was that one continuous movement? If it's one continuous movement, they don't get an extra 2 points. You're right, it is a little conversation for the judges here, but it is a different dynamic for this match. Arventii would be well advised to just go back and sit and talk to his coach at the end of the round. Was it one full movement? If it was, it's going to be 3 points.
Yeah.
Yep. The spinning kick there,
extra couple
that
of
makes
points
a big difference.
You know, I did like yesterday, we saw one of the officials, the centre referee, actually telling the others not to bother walking up on stage, just to give them a nod, whether it was a spin. And I think he even did like a little spinning movement, possibly not in the rules and not what referees are supposed to do at all. But it does, you know, it does save an extra 10 seconds. It's all good to just have things. Maybe we'll get them wired up with headsets in future years.
Refereeing and common sense is not synonymous in any sport, so good to see that application of that rule and the application of the spin kick just at the end of the match for Treviso, or the end of the round, I should say. It's what made the difference here. One movement, bang, 3 point shot.
Well, I can tell you've been on the rough end of a few refereeing decisions in your time. You really have to let it go, John. You've really got to let it go.
It's true. This bitterness is killing me, Adrian.
Here we go, third round. And a fascinating encounter, but that spinning kick from the Italian right at the very end. And he's at it again, a spinning head kick attempt over the top of a Moldovan athlete.
Well, technically, if you throw the reverse turning kick without looking, that can be what happens. You don't always train for that height. And Arventii there finds himself back into it. It was a great technique. Just whistled past his head there.
Fascinating encounter here. Place in the semi-finals at stake. Final 1 minute 23. Arventii again, you know, traditional counter-attacker. He wants the Italian to make his move, and he gets a point there. And he's asking for the spinner, and I think he's going to get it. The referee's going to call him in. Oh no, he isn't. He knows. Well, there you go. He's listening to us.
Maybe he is mic'd up after all, because common sense prevails. The back kick spin shot there.
And incredibly, that's put Arventii into the lead for the first time in this match. How this game can change.
That's what I love about the new rules. I know I've been critical in terms of the little small shots on the inside, and sometimes it favours people that are much taller. Yes, that's true. But when you see spinning shots and the traditional turning kick there, yeah, it's a joy to behold.
Absolutely level. 7 points apiece. One Kyungo against each. Kyungo could be interesting as we get towards the latter stage. Both athletes will know in their head that their opponents on Kyungo, so that could also come into play later. But there's a counter-attack from the Italian.
And the back kick attempt again from Arventii. Well, you can hear by the noise of the crowd, you don't need analysis. This is Taekwondo.
This is beautiful. And Arventii, again, a spinning back kick. Three-pointer. He's just...
I love that.
I like how he's doing that, yeah. Got to show the referee.
Yeah, and I like Treviso's reaction. Well, there's a good shot of the protectors there. When they connect to the body protector, it automatically scores. But Treviso wasn't going to let him fix his shin guard. He was going to volley him into the crowd.
He's going to do that. At 16 seconds to go, I'll remember a story to tell you about that shortly. There's another point for Moldova. He's scoring freely, and the Italian Treviso has really got the alarm bells ringing. He's got to try and score big. He needs 3 points, and Arventii is going to be very happy just to walk out of court here. He'll kill this off with a Kyungo, and he'll do it again if need be, because this match is over. What a result for Moldova. Vladislav Arventii, bronze medalist at the European Championships here last year, has just progressed through to the semi-final. What a really good bout. That was thoroughly enjoyable, wasn't it?
They think it's Moldova. It is now.
You've been rehearsing that all week.
I was going to save it for the Aaron Cook matches, but I thought, no, I'll get it out of the way here. But no, in terms of Arventii there, he was inventive, he was creative, and a wonderful result for the young man from Moldova.
He wins 11 points to 9. Vladislav Arventii, the 21-year-old from Moldova, progresses through to the semi-final.
Well, we saw everything in that match. Back kicks, chop kicks to the head. That's Olympic Taekwondo at its best. And that's two athletes mastering the rules and the skills. And they served up a real spectacle for us.